All right, so let's say that you've gone to the court clerk's website and you found out that the clerk had done a default against you, which means that they said, you know what, you didn't participate, you didn't file the response within the 20 or 30 days like you're supposed to, and so you're out of it. You can't move forward, you can't do anything in the proceedings, and they're going to just participate and do everything without you. And that is not a good place to be, especially if you want to buy more time in your home. So how do you get around that if you've actually been defaulted? Well, what you need to do is file a motion to vacate the default. And we have a sample motion for your use, and you can just tailor it according to whatever your specific facts are. But there are three things that are required for you to vacate the default, and you'll see that in the sample. The first one is you have to move diligently to vacate the default once you realize that you need to do that. Now, if you're doing this pro se on your own without an attorney, that by itself typically is a good reason. You can say, look, I really don't understand the significance of this, and then I came across this great website, buytimeinyourhome.com, and they let me know that I needed to get this done. And so now I know that I need to do this. And so, as soon as I found out, I moved to vacate the default. The second one is that you have to have show excusable neglect as to why you didn't do it. Now that again might be you just didn't understand. You didn't understand the process. You didn't know that you had to do, even though it said you were supposed to do it. You didn't understand the significance of doing it, and that could be potentially excusable neglect in doing it. Sometimes it's because someone else was served and you didn't realize it. Maybe your wife was served and she put it in a box somewhere and didn't tell you. I mean, there are different reasons, but you have to show the judge why didn't you do it. What was the reason for you neglecting your responsibility to do it? And then the final thing is that you have to have a meritorious defense to the foreclosure complaint. So they're not going to want you just to pop in and say, hey, here I am. You know what, I don't really have anything to say about it. I just want to be part of the process. They're going to say, go away. They want you to have some type of meritorious defense. Now, if you've looked at the other modules on, looking at the complaint and identifying the problems with it, the standing issues, things like that, that should give you the information that you need for the meritorious defense. So anything that you would put in your motion to dismiss and or in your answers with the affirmative defenses, that's going to be your meritorious defense. All right, so those three things: that you move diligently once you discover that you need to vacate the default, that you had excusable neglect, and that you have a meritorious defense. If you look at the sample, this will help you to do that. And then you file it with the clerk, and then you're going to have to set up a hearing on the motion to vacate the default, where you go in front of the judge and say, Judge, here's what's happened. I really want to do this. Now, I will tell you that case law favors trying cases on their merits, so not on this default procedure. So in general, the court is supposed to lean on your side and let you vacate the default, as long as it's not totally crazy and what you're asking for is not worthwhile. So make sure you put some effort in that, file it, coordinate with opposing counsel, set up the hearing, and then go talk to the judge and tell them why, and get out of that default. Okay? Good luck.